Hi Mermaid Junkies, how are you? I hope that you're doing well. It's so good to be back. Today I wanted to share a video with you which is all about the psychology behind interior design and our homes having a great sense of energy within them and in the objects that our house possesses, okay? So if some of you follow me on social media like Twitter or Instagram or something like that, you know that I have been going through my house, packing up everything that no longer serves me in life. I don't have a lot of personal material possessions because when I had my divorce, I basically lived out of a suitcase and didn't really have that much except for a few things that were brought to me over the span of the 2 years, right? Sent to me in boxes and whatnot. So I don't really have a lot of things that carried tons of energy with regards to possessions. But, as you get married, you accumulate things. Jeffrey had things from his previous, he's lived in this home for 18 years. So there's a lot of things that need to go away, that need to, everything carries a story, everything carries energy, and everything has a place in this universe, right? So if it's a piece of clothing, if it's an item of some sort, that we all have a story. Like there's a message for each little thing, if that makes any sense. Like I give energy to everything, right? I really believe in that. I believe that there's energy, things carry energy. As I was going through these, the different rooms in my house at the cottage, because, last year at this time we were supposed to be moved to the beach, and that all fell through. And so I have a lot of boxes that were boxed up in one of the rooms that we use for a storage room. And so the more that I was getting ready for this book to release and all of that kind of stuff, I felt like there was some negative energy in my home. And so I kind of went back to, my schooling, like my design psychology. And I realized that there was a lot of energy that was being trapped. And I think that that's what it was, is causing me to feel this sense of heaviness. And so it started with just, little things, little articles or whatever. And then the more that I was cleaning out the treasure room, I realized that all of these boxes were in the room. And I feel like they needed to be gone through so that I could, transition them. If they needed to go somewhere, I needed to get rid of them. If it's clothes that I haven't worn, and there's, I don't know if any of you have done feng shui before, but I'll kind of just give you 3 treasure trove tips to help you to clear out energy. Okay. So, and these are going to be like, rapid speed fire, because I wanted to get this video out and I didn't want to have to feel like I wanted you to take something home. I wanted you to have something that was of value and that it would serve you and that it would maybe help you. Because if there's anything I am, it's all about making change in someone's life, right? It's not about this pussyfooting around, waiting for things to happen. Now, mind you, I'm very highly elevated on the idea of get into alignment before you freaking do anything, right? So like if you're gonna grind it out at work or whatever, get into alignment. I mean, alignment trumps everything. And I'll always say that, and always say, if you want to live the life that you love, that brings you the most happiness and joy every single day, that these are all things that I'm giving you, these treasure trove tips free of charge. I mean, I know that sounds like kind of pompous, and maybe it is kind of pompous, but these things, if you do these things, they work, okay? They worked for me, so I know. I'm not just sitting here bullshitting you, telling you things that like, oh, that sounds fairy tale-ish and great and whatever. Like, this stuff actually works, right? But I'm not into the business of sitting here and, putting out great content and stuff And you guys, and then there's some people that just want to just bark orders or bark about this doesn't work or that doesn't work or using excuses. And I'm not in the excuse game. Like, that must be another channel that you need to look to, okay? Because I have had enough of everybody has an excuse. And maybe that's because I used to be that kind of person. I never felt that I was, but maybe I was that kind of person, like, oh, I can't be successful because my husband keeps me at this particular place and we have to live here. I can't do this because so-and-so. I can't do this because I have kids. I can't do this. Like, do you want to live a life that you love, or do you want to sit there and walk around for the next 25 years and complain about why you didn't live your dreams and blaming it on other people and not using it as a mirror reflection of yourself? Like, let's get down to business here. Okay, I know I kind of went off on a tangent. That was something that was kind of playing on my mind for the last couple of days after I saw this particular post, and I'm like, you know what? Now I know why I'm not super avid on social media and I don't follow anybody like on Instagram or whatever, because it's just freaking noise. That's all it is. It's freaking noise. It's more things to keep us away from our goals and dreams and desires, right? And if you like my channel or whatever, you'll subscribe. And if you like coming back here and getting this information and knowledge, and you know that it'll help you and serve you, I'm so happy about that, right? Okay, so treasure trove tip number 1 is, like I said, I'm just scaling this. I'm scaling this down, like, so that you will have these 3 tips. And I guess I'll timestamp it too, so for the people that don't want to drag out Raquel's ramblings, okay? So the first thing is to freaking decide whether or not you want to clean your house out. Because whether or not you believe it or not, it's psychology. Your house carries energy. Where you live carries energy. How you move about in your home carries energy. What you wear carries energy. How you have your house set up carries energy. Every single thing, if you think of everything as energy, everything carries memory. Everything carries energy. You know, you might believe this is woohoo, and that's like, oh, that's not true or whatever. But I guarantee you that from personal experience, I know that when I've had things in my house, like, because I've been an avid collector of antiques and things since my childhood, really honest with yourself and you dive deep and you're like really into, methodically desiring to learn and to discover things about yourself and about life and things like that in general, you will realize that, just say for instance, I have a certain shirt or a pen that I write with. It carries energy with it. I know that everything carries energy. So number 1, let's go and look at, do you want to make the change in your life? Do you want to, dive deep into your psyche and try to create a life that you love? One of the ways to do this is because we dwell in our homes the most, right? Not only do we dwell in our homes the most, like, even if you're a person that travels a lot, the main place that a human being hangs out is in their bedroom. So you can say, well, no, I don't really hang out in my bedroom. I just use it for sleeping, whatever. Well, a third of your life is spent in sleeping. So yes, you do. People don't statistically understand this or know this by fact, but it is a fact that you actually do spend most of your time in your bedroom. So bedroom is number 1 that you really should dive deep into, wanting to begin there, okay? So begin there. Your bedroom holds the energy for all of your interpersonal relationships, your relationship with your partner, whoever your love interest is, and family dynamic relationships. That may sound weird, but like, I've went to school for this, so trust me when I say that if your bedroom is a pigsty and you hate everything in there, you don't like the bed, you hate the style of the dresser, your clothes are coming out, there's no space for anything, everything's always a disarray, guaranteed your relationships in life are exactly that same way. It's a manifestation of things internally. They always seep out. They always will come out. And so that's number 1. So you might want to look at that. I can go into more depth if you guys are interested in this kind of thing. And maybe I will. Maybe I'll do like a CD of it, like how to create a life you love with regards to your home, okay? Because there's a lot of information. Okay, so you might want to start there. Second of all, the second place you're going to start is your bathrooms and your closets. Those are 2 and 3. If you go through, and so this is kind of what started me going, because I was like, you know what, when I started going through these boxes in the spare room or whatever, I thought, okay, well, I'm going to go back to my schooling and remember everything that I learned. And so the more that I unpack these boxes and then rebox stuff up, I decided to put them in, the storage area for the ones that I really couldn't get to, like hands-on right now, because I'm trying to fine-tune the book, right? So those are not something that I really want to focus on, of all my like old china and stuff like that. So basically I just put everything in that one room and called the Goodwill and have them come get it all. I'm not going to deal with a yard sale and trying to make money and everything like that. It's not worth my time or effort, and I don't really care. Like the universe, when you start clearing things out, you guys, the universe will make, you are automatically mentally making room for more abundance. And abundance doesn't necessarily mean just money. It means the abundance in everything, abundance in love, abundance in self-care, nurturing your spirit. It means in all aspects of life, right? So the next step that you could do, okay, so just remember that number 2, like these are just simple little tasks that I want you to just start thinking about. Tonight when you go in your bedroom, or you're sitting in your bed and you're reading or whatever, like I want you to look around at your room, your bedroom, and think, oh, is this true what Raquel's saying? And I promise you it's going to be true. If you don't want to sleep in your bedroom and you have an issue with sleeping, whoever's sleeping next to you, you sleep on the couch, that's another reason that you're not dealing with that personal relationship. First of all, with yourself, because maybe you're in denial. Maybe you don't want to feel like dealing with what's going on in your life. Because let me just tell you guys, there's going to be people in life, and I know this, and I know these particular people are not going to be people that come to my channel, because it's all energy once again. Is that there's going to be people that think that what I'm saying is like, oh, she's all positive and motivational and everything. Like, I'm more than motivational. I'm transformational. So when I'm telling you these things, I'm wanting you to come along on this journey with me of changing your life. The main reason that people don't want to change is because they think that it's too freaking hard, or they don't spend the time to do it. They don't take just little incremental moments of a day and decide that they're going to change. Like, do you want to change? You don't have to hit rock bottom or freaking transition out of mortal existence to change your life. Like, it's not that freaking hard, and people make it like, oh, it's too much work. Because what you've done is, if you're comfortable in the way that your life is right now, that just means you've got comfortable with feeling like you have a shitty life, and that's the way life is. That's the way life goes, and there's nothing we can do about it. No, there is something that we can do about it, and you have to want it. You have to want to change. And so I'm here to try to break this down for you in little increments so that you don't get overwhelmed. Because I know for me, I'm just an avid, a thirsty learner. I'm always wanting to learn. I just eat it up and crush it. I can't get enough of freaking learning. And so, but not everybody's like me, and I totally get that. So what I want to do is bring this to people that want change in their life, or you want to get out of a freaking crappy ass marriage. Why are you still there? It's 5 years later and you're still whining about how, this sounds mean and everything, but it's like, I could sit there and say, oh, well, look, I've been married this long. Is it because you want to say that you've been married for 27 unsuccessful years? Is that why you're staying in a marriage? Are you staying in a marriage because you need your needs met? you need your needs met because you're insecure and you don't think you can do it on your own. Like, I'm here to tell you that you can do it. I'm here to tell you that you don't need to wait until your freaking kids get teenagers and are out of the house, because guess what? You just lost 10 more freaking years of your life because you're sitting pussyfooting around because you don't want to do anything. You don't want to take any action because you're too scared. You fear too much. What's going to happen? Like, trust yourself. Don't you trust yourself? Trust the universe, that the universe has your back. Get these emails and it's like, okay, so are you going to do something about it? Or are you going to just sit there and whine to me for 2 more years and you still haven't done anything to show that you want a different life? I know this is really, maybe I'm just need to do another video because I'm not in alignment right now, because I feel like I get aggravated and I know that's not the way to encourage and inspire people to change. But you guys, I didn't use any excuses. I had 4 freaking kids at the time that I was planning to leave my marriage. 3 of them were home. The 4th one was still on his mission and he hadn't come back. He was about to come back and I hadn't seen him for 2 freaking years. I hadn't seen my oldest child for 2 solid years. And I got the guilt trip when he came home because I wanted to leave the marriage. I wasn't freaking waiting around for my son to acclimate to life again because he had been gone for 2 years, and how dare I put myself first? And that's the thing, is that I guess I resented the fact putting other people before me, before my needs are met. And then all you're going to end up doing is resenting every freaking person that you ever allowed to come in between you and your progress and your expansion in life. I promise you, the reason that I know this so very well, you guys, is because I did that for 24 years, not alone, let alone being married 24 years, but being in a relationship 30 plus years, when I should have said, hit the road, Jack. And I don't need somebody like that in my freaking life. But why didn't I do it? I don't know, because I was insecure, right? And so I don't want you guys to sit around and freaking wait like I did. And I know everything has worked out for me and everything will work out for you, even if you decide, 24 years later down the road that you're going to leave a marriage or whatever. And it's like, I don't give a shit about what it looks like to anybody. I don't have to have some kind of Bible excuse, the reason that I left. If I wanted to freaking leave a marriage and you guys want to leave a marriage, don't sit there and give yourself the excuse of, well, at least he brings home a good living. He doesn't beat me. Oh, so that's supposed to be why you're supposed to stay in a marriage. Okay, that makes a whole lot of freaking sense. And I'm just here to tell you that I'm tired of just not saying what I mean. I understand, my channel's not going to be for everybody because I'm going to spew it out no, I may hurt some feelings. But you know what? I think I've gotten so calloused that it's I know that still is not going to promote change in some people. Some people are not stimulated and some people don't grow by me being a bitch. Okay, I get that. I understand that. Or telling it like it is, However, I guess I have gotten to the point to where I'm tired of freaking caring what anybody else has to say about me. I don't give a flying flip F beep word what you think of me. You don't like me? Turn my freaking channel. You don't like what I have to say? Don't freaking listen to me. Nobody's putting a gun to your head to tell you have to listen to me and do what I say. You don't like it? Move on. I'm tired of people coming in between me and my dreams and giving me the lowdown on I should be doing this, you should be doing that, you should be doing that. You know what? Turn around in the mirror and take your own freaking advice and stop telling me what to do. Do it for yourself, okay? Anyway, yeah, so this video will probably be highly censored because it is on YouTube and it has a lot of curse words in it. But yeah, I guess I just really got pissed because apparently I still have some negative energy going on out there, right? But I just wanted to say that, let you know that I don't talk about all of this leaving a marriage of 24 years with 4 kids. I freaking haven't seen my kids in years, okay? But you know what? I ain't freaking losing no sleep over it. And it doesn't make me a cold-hearted bitch because I don't sit there and pan over my children. You know, I mean, if you sit there and use everybody as an excuse for why you're not doing what you're doing or why you're where you are, then that's all it is a freaking excuse for you to say that you're not responsible for your own life. You are creating your life, and if you're allowing other people to dictate whether or not you're doing this, you're staying in a marriage because even though it sucks and you guys both cheat on each other all the time, it's like a dialogue that's ridiculous. I mean, anybody were to be flies on your wall, they would be like, this is total dysfunction. And so I'm all for, like, you know what? Get in there and decide what you want to do, and then start taking actions to get on your own, to get out of a marriage if you freaking hate it. You shouldn't be in a marriage if you don't like it. You know, I get these messages from these women that keep trying to find men to fulfill them. You know, let me find a sugar daddy, or I'll leap from one man to the next because I'm insecure and I don't believe I could do it on my own and be successful. Well, let me just tell you, there's a lot of people doing it successful that aren't leaping. You know, hopping from one relationship to a next. Maybe you need to look at the fact that why you're using men in the way that you are using them. Do you have daddy issues that you need to deal with? Because you're teaching your kids this, whether you think you are or not. If you have kids and you think, oh, well, it's not affecting them, you're not going to know it's affecting them until later on. I mean, my parents, the way that they raised me, oh yeah, it totally affected me. I did exactly what my mom did. Even though I kept thinking, oh no, I'm not doing what my mom did. I'm totally different than my mom. Oh, I woke up one day and realized you replicated exactly what you saw. And that was me seeing my mother put her needs and desires and wants and dreams aside for a man, okay? And because you have this massive desire within you to feel needed. You want to feel needed so badly, and you crave it like a freaking drug that you're willing to put aside everything that you feel for someone else. I guarantee you, because I know I did that, you will learn to resent people beyond belief. And so I'm just here to encourage you and inspire you that you can do it. You can create a life that you love. You don't need anybody to do it for you. No one, not one single person except the universe, source, God, whatever you want to call it, the entity of consciousness. That is who you need in your life, okay? Other than that, you should not give a rip what anybody else thinks. I don't care if it's your husband, I don't care who it is, okay? And so I'm just wanting you to understand that I appreciate you guys coming to me and emailing me this kind of stuff. But if you're not going to do anything about it, and you just want someone else to give you butter you up and pat you on the back and say, okay, well, now what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? On the bandwagon to feel sorry for me? No, I don't. I did it. You can do it too. Okay, so now let me get back to the other thing. So the other treasure trove tip, number 2, I think it's number 2, that you want to do is like go stand at your front door, okay? Maybe you want to freaking clean your house out and pack up every piece of belonging that you had and get rid of the shit because you want to move, okay? I don't know what you want to do. I don't know if you're selling your house because you and your husband are getting a divorce and you've got to split the assets up. But what you can do to understand more intellectually and psychologically what's going on with you emotionally in your mind and your heart, stand at your front door. Think about going to the farthest left of your home, and wherever that is, think about where that room is and what it is and what it looks like. Okay, so I did this and I didn't even realize it, you guys, until I was going through, like doing the process, like I was saying, is that everything, so where mine is, okay, so I'm going to give you an example, like, okay, and then I'm going to share another tip with you guys too about the different rooms and what they mean, because they all mean something, okay? Like I said, the bedroom means your interpersonal, personal relationships within self, right? Okay, so that would be my garage to my farthest left and in the corner. And Do you realize I realized every single thing that is the left part of my garage is shit. It's stuff that needs to be taken to the dumpster because it's not repairable. It's not usable. There's no reason for why we even have it in the house. We just haven't taken it to the dumpster to get rid of it. So what does that tell you about me? That tells you that I got some shit in my mind and in my heart that I haven't unloaded, that I haven't freed myself of. It's not of value. It's not serving me. The shit's just sitting there collecting dust and taking up freaking space. So that tells you that's exactly what I'm doing in my mind. There's a part of me, even though I'm always cleaning out, I mean, there's no junk drawer in this house. There's no freaking disarray in a closet. I mean, everything, a spit spot. I know where everything is in this house. However, I've got in my garage an old mattress, some old picture frames, some old fertilizer that's no good, an old fish tank that's a piece of shit. It needs to go in the garbage. Old chairs that are broken, and old blinds that I ripped out of the cottage when I first moved in here, and just shit. It's just shit, and I haven't gotten rid of it. And so that tells you that I've just stagnated and allow that shit to accumulate in my spirit, and it's taking up my energy and taking up my space, and that's what's causing me to feel burdened down, because this stuff is garbage that is not serving me, and I need to relinquish it. So anyway, I called a haul guy or whatever. He's going to charge me $100. He's going to bring a trailer over, whatever, and we're going to put all that shit in there and take it to the dumpster and be rid of it. So my garage is going to be clean, organized. I need to organize it better, with my tools and all my kind of equipment and stuff. But other than that, so that's what you need to do. Think about being at the front of your house when you're looking in to the left, to the far left of your house, what room that is and what is in there. If it's your master bedroom and there's not one piece of nothing in there, that's a good sign that you're like totally on the up and up emotionally, right? But we've always got shit and garbage that we need to kind of fine tune. So don't feel bad if you have oh, I'm an organizer by trade. Nice, I'm overweight and can't fit in any of my clothes, because that's a sign also, is that that you're not dealing with some interpersonal stuff. And so let me go back to the whole closet thing, because that's usually most of the time your closet is in your master, your closet's in your bedroom. And what does your closet look like? That's a good representation of what's going on too with you psychologically. Are you keeping those clothes that you haven't freaking worn in 4 years, but you're like, no, I might grow back into them. I might lose enough weight to get back in. You know what? Get rid of them. If you haven't worn those clothes in the last year or 6 months and you're overweight and you have all skinny clothes, get rid of the skinny clothes. Because I promise you, the universe will reward you with that, and you'll be more prone to lose weight, because it will trigger something in you to be accepting of yourself. Because what it is you're not accepting you right now in the state that you are. What you're doing is you're either looking back to the past of those were the glory days and look at me then. Oh, you were cool back then, but you're not cool now. No, you're really freaking cool now. So you need to stop living. That means you're living in the past and you're not accepting yourself for who you are now. If you're overweight, who gives a flying flip? You're going to lose it. You will lose it. But you know what? This is going to actually hinder you from losing it as quick as you would normally. Find the clothes that present to the world of who and what you are. I got rid of so many clothes that even from when I moved here 2 years ago, because I was like, you know what? I'm reinventing myself. I'm only going to put clothes. I know anytime I go into my closet now, I might have 5 articles of clothing, but I'm going to wear the hell out of that clothing, and I'm going to feel as happy as can be when I'm putting them on, and I do. I feel so happy. I know anything. I know I love how it looks on me. You can be in any angle, and it looks adorable. I could put a hat with it. or put a bandana with it, and it still looks precious. And so that's what you want to do, is really focus on your clothes, you guys, because you know what, you're in your clothes all the time. Your clothes, you go out into the world in your clothes. Your clothes represent a really massive part of who you are and your identity. And so what do you want to put out to the world? Do you want to put out that, oh, I'm just going to wear these sweatpants because I don't want to invest in any fat clothes because I'm going to get to that skinny stage again. That's what you're presenting to the world. And so if you're presenting that to the world, you're presenting it to yourself when you're at home in the fat clothes, okay? So don't go to Walmart and get $5 sweatpants and just live in them because you're depressed about gaining weight. Go find some cute freaking, if it's one pair, and wear the hell out of them. Or a cute darling shirt. You know what shirts and what styles look good on you, what you love, what colors. Find those things, even if it's 3 things and it's from the Goodwill. Find something that you love and live in it until you can get more, whatever, and the universe will reward you. So, okay, so I want to say that, and that was my 3rd tip. The other little tip I'm going to share with you is just like another briefery. Okay, so think about your kitchen. Okay, your kitchen represents abundance, financial, money, tangible money, abundance with money, and it also represents health. Okay, what are you feeding yourself? What are you preparing for dinners and meals for your family, for yourself? Do you live like out of boxes? Do you live out of, over-the-counter stuff that's like microwavable things? Are you not putting a lot of energy into that? Cheap, unhealthy stuff that has preservatives and it's crappy. It's not even really food if you look on the labels. That's a representation of what you are, and like how money is not going to flow to you. Tangible money is not going to flow to you. So you've got to get in there and clean out the pantry. Clean out those old dishes that are in the back, the casserole dishes you never freaking use. The pans that are so marred up that you're like, they're just not cleanable anymore. Get rid of them. Why are you using up that space when you can allow the universe to reward you with abundance, especially money-wise, in your kitchen? So think about that too, okay? So I kind of give you a little tips. I hope this served you. I know I went off on a tangent for the whole thing but I just, it was like, I'm just going to do it raw, even though this is not my highest and best self probably with regards to those emails. But you know what? Maybe this will trigger something in someone. Maybe this will light a fire under someone's ass. I don't know. If not, I don't care either, right? But I'm just here to share with you, and I want you to create a life you love. I really, really care about you guys. I really want you to be happy. And when I see you guys complaining and bitching and moaning all the time about your life, or my kid's sick, my husband's sick. Okay, I get it. But guess what? Stop talking about crap that you don't want to keep manifesting in your life. And that goes for sickness as well. I mean, if all you're going to talk about is how you went to the doctor and you got this prescription and that person didn't, I'm telling you right now, you're just going to keep festering that. You think that the more you talk about it, it's going to make it go away. Actually, the universe works the opposite. So you keep talking about shit you don't want in life, and you're going to keep getting it. So, I hope this served you. If you want to give a mermaid her fins, please subscribe to the button below. And as always, I'm yours until my next swim. Ciao.